In a rare joint warning, the West accuses Iran of orchestrating global plots to kill and kidnap. Intelligence services from Tehran are allegedly targeting dissidents and journalists in Europe and the US. Over a dozen nations say Iran is working with criminal gangs to carry out covert operations abroad. They call it a direct violation of sovereignty and demand Tehran stop immediately. Iran's intelligence services are under renewed international scrutiny as the United States, the United Kingdom, and 12 other allied nations have jointly accused Tehran of orchestrating a wave of assassination attempts, abductions, and intimidation campaigns across Europe and North America. In a coordinated statement released this week, the governments of the United States, United Kingdom, France, Germany, Canada, and 10 other European nations expressed collective opposition to Iran's extraterritorial operations. The group asserted that Iranian intelligence agencies are systematically targeting journalists, dissidents, Jewish citizens, and both current and former officials living abroad.
The United States of America, the United Kingdom, Albania, Austria, Belgium, Canada, the Czech Republic, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, the Netherlands, Spain, and Sweden condemn the growing number of state threats from Iranian intelligence services in our respective territories. We are united in our opposition to the attempts of Iranian intelligence services to kill, kidnap, and harass people in Europe and North America in clear violation of our sovereignty. These services are increasingly collaborating with international criminal organizations to target journalists, dissidents, Jewish citizens, and current and former officials in Europe and North America. This is unacceptable. We consider these types of attacks, regardless of the target, as violations of our sovereignty. We are committed to working together to prevent these actions from happening, and we call on the Iranian authorities to immediately put an end to such illegal activities in our respective territories.
In the UK alone, security services have reported at least 20 plots linked to Iranian operatives since early 2022, including recent attempts to target prominent Jewish individuals. Earlier this year, British authorities thwarted a suspected Iranian-backed terror plot in Birmingham, with arrests carried out across 5 cities. 4 of the 5 suspects were Iranian nationals. In October last year, Reuters reported that Iran was behind a wave of attempted assassinations and abductions across Europe and the United States. Then, in March this year, the British government announced it would require the Iranian state to register all political influence activities, citing increasingly aggressive behavior by Tehran's intelligence services. Dutch intelligence accused Tehran of staging a 2024 assassination attempt on an Iranian living in that country. The plot was thwarted when police intervened and arrested 2 suspects. One of the 2 people detained was also suspected of involvement in attempting to kill Spanish right-wing politician Alejo Vidal Quadras, a supporter of the Iranian opposition who was shot in Madrid the same year. UK Home Secretary James Cleverly described the operation as one of the largest counter-terrorism interventions in recent memory. The British government has since implemented tighter regulations on foreign influence activity, requiring Iranian entities to register any political activity conducted in the country. Similar actions are playing out across Europe. In the Netherlands, security services reported foiling an Iranian attempt to assassinate a dissident in 2024. In Austria and Sweden, authorities are investigating harassment campaigns targeting political refugees. Dutch and Finnish intelligence agencies have each raised concerns about increased activity by suspected Iranian agents on their soil. In the United States, the Department of Justice has linked Iranian intelligence officials to attempts to silence Iranian-American journalist Masih Alinejad. According to prosecutors, Tehran first planned to kidnap Alinejad in 2020 and 2021 and forcibly return her to Iran. When those plans failed, officials allegedly offered $500,000 to assassinate her at her New York home in 2022. 2 European-based gang members were convicted in connection with the plot earlier this year, while a third pleaded guilty. US prosecutors maintain the men were acting at the direction of Iranian intelligence. Iran's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has denied the allegations, calling them baseless. Western intelligence assessments suggest that these efforts represent not just isolated incidents, but a broader, coordinated strategy. A UK parliamentary committee noted in March that Tehran's operations have become more aggressive, citing the expansion of harassment and intimidation techniques both online and in person. The joint statement from the 14-nation group called on Iran to immediately cease all such activities, warning that these operations could severely undermine diplomatic engagement. It emphasized the commitment of the signatories to preventing further extraterritorial attacks through intelligence sharing and legal measures. These developments come at a sensitive moment for Iran on the international stage. Nuclear talks between the US and Iran remain stalled, and the diplomatic landscape remains tense following recent Israeli airstrikes on Iranian nuclear sites. In the face of mounting pressure, Iran has continued to deny responsibility for any overseas assassination or kidnapping campaigns. However, Western governments remain united in their response. As the joint statement made clear, they are committed to defending their sovereignty and the safety of individuals residing within their borders. Iran is pushing back against fresh allegations from the United States and over a dozen of its allies, who accuse Tehran of orchestrating assassination and kidnapping plots targeting dissidents, journalists and officials in Western nations. In a strongly worded statement, Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmail Bakai slammed the accusations as baseless and politically motivated.
The claims are baseless. It's an attempt to divert public attention from the most pressing issue of the day, the genocide in occupied Palestine.
As global tensions rise, Iran's firm denial and counter-accusations reflect deepening divides with Western nations. While the West demands accountability, Tehran accuses it of deflection. The clash underscores a broader geopolitical standoff, where narratives, influence and diplomacy remain fiercely contested on both regional and international stages. The diplomatic standoff further deepens already strained relations between Iran and the West.